taxes on the top were never below 70%. Until Reagan dropped those taxes on the top.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
I, William Jefferson Clinton.
I, George Walker Bush.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
In fact, most of the very rich in this country don't even pay close to that because most of their income is in the form of capital gains, which is now taxed at 15%.
My total taxes paid, payroll taxes plus income tax, mine came to 17.7%. The average for the office was 32.9%. There wasn't anybody in the office, from the receptionist on up, that paid as low a tax rate. The taxation system has tilted toward the rich and away from the middle class in the last 10 years. Is dramatic, and I don't think it's appreciated.
What's the effective rate I've been paying? Well, it's really closer to the 15% rate than anything.
Mr. Romney's income taxes were finally posted, and he paid 13.9%. Nancy and I paid 33% or more, it was in the 30s, and I find that atrocious.
I paid 11% last year on an 8-figure income.
Wowzer.
So less than Mitt Romney. When you give rich business people tax breaks all in the name of job creation, all that really happens is that the fat cats get fatter. And of course, that's what's happened over the last 30 years. That's the signature feature of the economy over the last 30 years.
How are we going to create jobs if you're taxing the very successful people in America who provide those jobs?
Those are the job creators. By the way,
sometimes we think that this is a debate over facts and figures and data.
To raise taxes on the job creators in this country.
I think if you believe that, you're fooling yourself a little bit.
The people that you call rich, I call job creators.
When somebody calls themselves a job creator, they're not describing the economy or how the economy works, although that's what it sounds like. What they're really doing is making a claim on status, privileges, and power. If a guy like me is a job creator at the center of the economic universe,
the current economic arrangements are righteous and justified.
I know how comfortable this is to believe because I used to believe it. You know, I grew up kind of believing that. And when people challenge that idea, I would say things like, well, you just don't understand economics.
But of course, if rich business guys like me are not job creators, it's actually our customers that are the job creators. We are not the center of the economic universe. They are.
We need to replace trickle-down economics with middle-out economics. And indeed, every place you look on Earth where you find prosperity, you find massive investments in the middle class and the poor. Because at the end of the day, they are the true job creators. The most pro-business thing you can do is to help middle-class people thrive.
Economic fairness is, quote, the defining issue of our time, and what the
This kind of gaping inequality gives lie to the promise that's at the very heart of America.
There is income inequality in America. There always has been, and hopefully there always will be.
If inequality is at a very much higher level, who cares?
income inequality has been ticking up.
I think it's about envy. I think it's about class warfare.
It's class warfare, and it's the kind of language that you would expect from a leader of a third world country, not the President of the United States.
It's true, because the United States of America is not a third world country by any measure, except perhaps income inequality, where we rank worse than the Ivory Coast, worse than Cameroon, 64th, in your face, Uruguay, Jamaica, and Uganda.